Things are bound to get a little uncomfortable when you come face to face with the very people who drag you on live TV just weeks ago. Still, that didn't South Carolina send Tim Scott from joining The View today, where the Republican lawmaker tried to convince the panel that they were wrong about him. Scott, who was accused by host Joy Behar last month of not understanding systemic racism, joined the Hot Topics panel today for a rather awkward three-segment chat, during which he managed to tick off co-host Ana Navarro and earn a round of heckling from the audience. The only thing that could have made it more uncomfortable to watch would have been if Behar was there to take him on herself. The co-host has Mondays off. Even with Behar gone, the panel didn't take it easy on their guest. Whoopi Goldberg asked him, as a black man, and one of the 3 black senators, how can you get your party to stop trying to stop the progression people are making? He replied, my side of the aisle, I think, is doing a fabulous job of making progress. But before he could continue, Sonny H. Austin asked, how is that? Scott prepared to launch into a list of examples for her, turning to H. Austin and saying, I thought you only had one question, but I'll give you the answer to it anyway. But Goldberg corrected him, that was me talking to you. So I'd love that. Reminding Scott that she asked the initial question about discrimination, not H. Austin. Goldberg then asked, shall I come next to her? As she rose from her chair at the opposite end of the table and began to walk over to where H. Austin was seated beside their guest. Goldberg stood beside H. Austin and put her arm around her co-host's shoulders. But as Scott turned to address the 2 women, he accidentally iced out Ana Navarro, who was now sitting behind the senator. Your back looks pretty damn good from here, she snapped at him, as Scott made an unintelligible comment and gestured at her, then carried on, the only African American female chief of staff was mine. The current only Hispanic chief of staff, who happens to be female, is mine, he said, then pointed to his work writing the tax code to cut taxes for single mothers like his own. H. Austin countered by reminding Scott he is 1 black senator out of 50 on the right, and he replied, there's only 2 on the other side, referring to Raphael Warnock and Cory Booker. With that, Goldberg decided she'd had enough of standing, and returned to her seat at the far end of the table. Later in the interview, Goldberg was forced to chastise the audience as they booed Scott over his comments about young kids who are being indoctrinated into ideas from the radical left during a discussion about Gov. Ron DeSantis' war with Disney, as the audience let out loud boos. Goldberg apologized to Scott while she and Navarro scolded the audience. Goldberg addressed the studio, telling them, no, not here, do not boo, this is The View. We accept we don't have to believe everything people say, but you cannot boo people here, please. You cannot do it. The View airs weekdays at 11:10 on ABC.